Guy told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
We had inoculated the children for polio. And this old man came running after us, and he was crying. He couldn't say. We went back there, and they had come and hacked off every inoculated arm.
To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you right now. But when they don't, they'll cast you out. Like a leper. See, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is Taco Movie Talks, going over my favorite films by genre. Hopefully this serves as a kind of discussion board and a good recommendation spot for everyone. I'm using Letterboxd genres, where the film goes as far, and also what is considered for each genre, with action being the first genre I'm going to cover, and my choice being Kill Bill Volume 1. Kill Bill has some of the best violent action sequences of all time, and the final showdown is El Perfecto. If you've seen my favorite films video for each year I was alive, you'd see it's my pick for 2003, and I am crazy about this film. My honorable mention for action goes to Heat. Heat works as a tremendous crime film, but let's not forget the shootout in LA that is the gold standard for shootouts. My choice for adventure goes to Interstellar 2014. If you're going to make an adventure film, I find there to be no better environment than going through time and space with Christopher Nolan. This is mind-bending at times and beautiful at the same time. My honorable mention goes to Fitzcarraldo 1982, which pushes the bounds of filmmaking and gives us a gorgeous look at the Amazon rainforest, despite how dangerous the action was for the cast and crew. This is my favorite Werner Herzog film. Animation goes to Akira 1988, which has such a great animation style which complements the fantastic story at hand. Maybe my favorite animation style to date. And the honorable mention goes to Perfect Blue, which has one of the best psychologically thrilling stories of any animation film I've ever seen and is a must watch. While I grew up on the likes of Will Ferrell, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and Ben Stiller, it is ultimately Naked 1993 by Mike Leigh that gets my choice for best comedy. This pitch black comedy is the one I love the most and has a perfect performance from its lead actor. My honorable mention goes to Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. The first time I watched this, the satire and comedy didn't immediately sink in, but upon rewatch, this hit a spot that few other comedies could ever touch. For crime, I choose Goodfellas. This is one of my favorite films of all time and a quintessential crime flick as far as I'm concerned. The honorable mention goes to Pulp Fiction, another one of my all-time favorites. Pulp Fiction is absolutely iconic and jam-packed with memorable scenes. It's my favorite Quentin Tarantino film. Documentaries goes to Hypernormalization. Check out my Adam Curtis video for a deeper dive, but this doc is so unique and so damn engaging. With the honorable mention going to Hoop Dreams 1994, which has the wonderful element of time on its side and gets the opportunity to show us the full high school basketball journey of two athletes. Drama, very much a wide net as far as genres go, goes to The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger puts on the most captivating performance I've ever seen, making this one of my all-time favorites. And the honorable mention going to Seven Samurai. Perhaps the best samurai film ever put to screen, and a career-defining performance for Toshiro Mifune. The family genre goes to two Christmas-themed movies that you should check out this month if you're watching this shortly after its release. The main choice is It's a Wonderful Life, which is just a wholesome and great performance from James Stewart and a must-watch this Christmas season. And the honorable mention is The Nightmare Before Christmas, another Christmas classic slated for the whole family to enjoy. It's such a wonderful idea and greatly executed. For fantasy, we have The Northman. The Northman is one of the most underrated films of 2022 and one that truly resonated with me. And the honorable mention goes to The Seventh Seal, which is among the best premises for Ingmar Bergman, and just the premise alone makes me want to rewatch The Seventh Seal. History goes to some of my favorite directors of all time, my main choice being Kagemusha, which is the only samurai film that I feel can truly challenge Seven Samurai for the best samurai film. It's such a beautiful movie with a great story. And next we have Andrei Rublev, my favorite Tarkovsky film, a lot more straightforward than his other films, but feels deeply symbolic to Tarkovsky's personal struggles at the time. And an additional honorable mention for history is Harry Carey. It's one of the best and most efficient scripts of all time. The next genre is also going to have 3 picks, with the main one being The Exorcist, which I find to be the gold standard for horror. The more I come to watch it, the more I come to love it. First honorable mention being the only one that is, I think, on the same level as The Exorcist, and one that you could argue is better, The Shining. Not only is the story so interesting, but the performances are all on point. Greatness all around. And the second honorable mention being The Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter is minute for minute one of the most iconic performances of all time. The next genre is music, and my main choice is Whiplash 2014. This is such a powerful story about obsession for greatness, and it's done so well. My honorable mention goes to Amadeus 1984. I love the storytelling and the music played in Amadeus. Also, the dynamic between Mozart and Salieri in the story is so intriguing. Our next genre is the mystery genre, and I chose Chinatown 1974, which is the perfect storm for a mystery film. Not a minute goes by where I was not fully invested in this film. The honorable mention goes to one of the OGs of this genre, Alfred Hitchcock. And I chose Vertigo, my favorite Hitchcock film. Great performances, completely unique sequences from what I'd seen from Hitchcock, and a great mystery. For the romance genre, I chose 2 kind of vastly different romances from what you generally see, or from what rom-coms kind of have made popular within the genre, but my main choice is Brokeback Mountain. Sleeper pick for best romance. The dynamic between our 2 leads and the societal forces pulling them apart is so simple that it's genius. My honorable mention goes to The Handmaiden. Wonderfully transgressive, and I love the narrative format Park Chan-wook chose for this film. For the sci-fi genre, I have 3 films, but my main choice is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is the epitome of the heights sci-fi can reach. The first honorable mention is one inspired by 2001, and that is Solaris. Wonderfully well thought out sci-fi elements that leave you thinking about the message behind it well after the credits roll. And my additional honorable mention for sci-fi is Stalker, 1979. Tarkovsky comes at us again with a film that uses sci-fi elements to inspect our perspectives within the real world. Next, we have the thriller genre, and my choice is Old Boy. A wonderful lead performance and a just momentous reveal at the end. My first honorable mention goes to The Departed, a wonderful crime thriller by Scorsese, bolstered by a terrific cast. And my second honorable mention goes to High and Low, another great Kurosawa film that feels like it's inspired countless films in its wake. The second to last genre, or third to last genre we're going to cover is TV movies. The main choice being Fanny and Alexander. This has all the elements there are to love about Ingmar Bergman. Check out my Fanny and Alexander podcast on my channel for a deep dive. Then the honorable mention goes to Decalogue. Such a greatly written script and super unique idea. Check out my Decalogue podcast on my channel for a deep dive on that as well. For war films, my main choice was Apocalypse Now. Beautiful in so many ways, well-paced, and tremendous performances, with my honorable mention going to Full Metal Jacket. Perfect first half of the film with a second half that has grown on me with every rewatch, making for an absolutely amazing film altogether. The last genre I'm going to be covering is the Western genre, with my favorite so far being The Searchers. Beautiful when put to film, and an insanely well done story. Great performance by John Wayne. And my honorable mention goes to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Probably the most iconic Western of all time, with wonderful performances, a beautiful shots and beautiful score, and a terrific story. Let me know your favorites for each genre down below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be coming out with a ton of cool videos in the future, as well as my pretty big library that you're going to want to check out. I appreciate y'all joining me, and I will catch you on the flippity floop. Bye, y'all.